Hello everybody. Hello, where's Moonbase 2? There's Moonbase 2. How's it going? We're in pre-Moonbase 2. Gonna be talking about news today, of course. And the music ready. Music's ready. Is it actually ready? Get out of the way, chat. No? No, that was on mute. That's why I can't trust myself. Let's change my wiggle to something else. What do we want today? What do we want today? Hmm. Huh. I guess this one? There we go. That'll do. That'll be fine. That's fine for the stream. Okay. Yeah, news week, news time. There's no point really wasting time. May as well get on to it. It's probably not going to take us a long time to get through, as per usual, because it's just me talking, baby. Ooh. Am I getting warm? Because I'm getting randomly itchy. You ever have that, chat, where sometimes you just get itchy for no particular reason, but it only really happens when you start getting warm? It's just random little parts of your body, especially like around my back, like shoulders. It's just almost like little pinpricks of like, ooh, you need to scratch there now. It's weird. Anyway, where's my music? Music time. Music time. Dental plan. Music time.
Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name is Andy, Decayed Andy. We're here to talk about the news for this week. It has been a couple of weeks since the last batch of news, so we got a new batch of news for you. I've gone across the galaxy of the internet to find you the latest bits of worthwhile Transformer news. At least hopefully, and hopefully you'll be entertained by my thoughts on them. Maybe you'll have your own, which you can reply with or to. You can tell me what your thoughts are on these kind of things. But let's get to it. What's been going on in the world of third-party stuff? Because we have had, I think as of today, being Sindel Day, the 29th, TFN Manchester finished in, Manchester, the UK. So the first of the TF Nation conventions is over with. They've obviously got one in August or September, something like that, the big one. This is just like the mini one that's over, but now they've done that one, and we've just had TFCon as well, and there's another TFCon coming up. Busy season. We're in the season for conventions, I suppose. But third party wise, Dr. Wu's doing the DWE 64 Pterosaur and DWE 65 Triceratops. So you can probably assume who those are. Yes, it's a Micromaster scale version of Swoop and Slag. There are colored renders of these figures, but not the actual figures themselves. And as we know with Dr. Wu, there'll probably be at least one redeco of them, minimum. These guys can combine together to become Volcanicus. We've only had 2 so far previously. Oh, it says Dinosaur King Grimlock. So I guess this is the next one. So maybe there's only been 3, I guess. Dr. Wu brings the 6.8 centimeter tall in robot mode versions of Swoop and Slag, which can transform. Obviously, they form the arms for Volcanicus. This is going to be a 2-pack. There's going to be individual guns, a sword, and a bigger sword for Volcanicus. And this was a post by Weibo. And these things apparently coming out at the end of the year. So looking at the renders, obviously the combined version of Volcanicus is silhouetted out, but they do have the renders of how the arms look in color. Weird. I don't know why they don't just show it colored as well, but just whatever. Maybe for Swoop in robot mode, maybe the wings are a little big. It looks like they had to go, okay, so we either have to have his wings really big in robot mode or too small in dinosaur mode. So I guess it was that kind of toss up between which one are we going to take, and the one with the two bigger wings, which is not an awful choice. I'm pretty sure these will transform reasonably simplistically. Like, it looks like Swoop, for the most part, you fold his feet inwards into his legs, and then you just kind of flip the legs back around to form like the backpack on the pterosaur mode, and the head just goes into the beak. So very G1-y, but again, Micromaster scale, and Slug is going to transform in a reasonably similar way as well. They look perfectly fine, nothing too crazy or anything like that. And the arms, again, yeah, they look fine. Then it looks like they're running a little bit with the, what's the best way to describe it? The Monstructor, the Dino King, the Hasbro Volcanicus version of how the arms are basically the legs pegged together. So when you have them in arm mode, the elbow joint is the two pairs of legs. So you've got that gap in between the legs as well. So you can very obviously tell that that's how the arms are being constructed, which looks a bit weird and awkward. But again, Micromaster scale kind of makes me go, well, I guess this is a layover from Combiner Wars as well, right? That kind of design, which I guess is fine because Combiner Wars was quite a few years ago now at this point, sad to say. Oof. But yeah, Volcanicus. Yay or boo? I guess a G2 version of this guy will be coming up at some point in the future. I would presume. I think that's a fair shake. Next up, DNA Designs. We've got a couple from DNA Designs because it feels like DNA Designs is our most frequent contributor of news. They're always pooping out something new. So DNA Designs are doing the DK83 1 Alpha for Alpha Trion. It's the TF1 movie Alpha Trion figure upgrade kit. It's not a massive upgrade kit, but let's go through. So the estimated release date is going to be July. The pre-order date is going to be the 9th of April, so it's coming up reasonably soon. What do you get? You get a Ronin-styled cloak, so it's just a tattered cloak, basically. You get newly designed articulated legs. You get 2 of them, obviously. And you get energy parts, 5 of them. Those energy effect parts are little pointy purple spikes. I'm not sure what the legs are. Let's have a look at these side by side. Oh, okay. Okay. So at the very least, I can tell with the legs. So for those that have the figure, you know that on the front of the legs, he has these big purple parts. Those are not new. It's just the hip to the foot is a completely new piece. But then it seems like you add in that purple leg shin kind of cover over the top of it from the original figure. So what's different here is there are these fluorescent pink armor guard shin part. No, well, ankle guards. On the original one, it looks like there's a piece missing there. On the upgrade kit, that is filled in. It works because it's the same kind of pink that goes around his torso. So that's good. It fills out the legs a little bit more, makes them look a little less anemic, which I do appreciate. I can't really tell what else the legs do, apart from that piece at the very least. But that does look nice. I do like the inclusion of the cape. It's nothing crazy. It looks like it might have a wire in the cape, but don't hold me to that. So energy parts. It seems like also it shows the back of the legs. It shows they're way less gappy as well, and the heel spurs much smaller. Well, okay, the heel spur is not smaller. I didn't know this about the figure because I hadn't seen it from the back. But for those that don't have the figure, it's got a big chunk of plastic, which you would suspect is the heel spur. But that's further up the calf. Not massively up, but it's probably where the ankle is. And then underneath that is a very small, like, high heel ankle joint or ankle thing to keep him from stood up. So the upgraded kit removes that little thin, dainty ankle spur, and it grabs the big purple piece or the pink piece and moves that down for a bigger, obviously more chunky and girthy kind of heel spur to keep him more balanced. So that's nice. It's not as gappy either. Also quite nice. Again, don't see any of the effect parts here. Oh, that's what they're for. Okay, so it looks like the little spikes go into his tail. His tail weapon, his weird energy purple tail thing. Looks like you can shove a few spikes into slots in the tail. I didn't know it had. Again, this seems like a does. Oh, you can also you can change it over the. That's what it is. Okay, no. The energy parts seem to go in the shoulder, the hips, and the head for the lion mode, specifically for that mode. Um, I guess these are better looking. Does it show an image of what they look like unevolved? No. I assume he does have these pointy bits on the original version of the toy, but I can't really tell. This feels like a very minor upgrade kit. It does help a bit. I mean, if you look at the robot mode, it does look a bit nicer. Not massively. Again, this is more like a 1.5 DLC update rather than a full 2.0. You know, that's how I would describe it. Maybe even less than that. Maybe it's a 1.1 kind of upgrade, you know? It's fine. It's okay. If you have the figure and you just like maybe want a bit more of, if you want the cape, maybe the cape's the selling point. For you, an owner of this figure, I'm not entirely sure, but it's okay. DNA Designs also are doing. I think technically we covered this. Are doing a DK56S Transformers Animated '08 NP Nemesis Prime upgrade kit. So this is like the previous upgrade kit, but for Nemesis Prime. This is the Jinrai-ish version. So yes, we saw the standard version of the Jinrai animated Optimus Prime upgrade kit. This is the Nemesis Prime version of that, so it is just that kit but recolored, which is no real shock. I wouldn't be entirely bemused if they did a Motormaster styled one, maybe tweak it a little bit. Maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they wouldn't. But I think they'll go through all of the recolors at the very least. It was a nice upgrade kit. You know, it's just technically a very slight retool of the previous upgrade kit they've already done. So it's like they've got 6 uses out of this tool for the most part. Granted, the 3 of them have been not a huge retool, but you know, you get what I'm saying. It's like, okay, it's fine. Yeah, it's unsurprising and thus not very interesting to me. Now, I grabbed this because I saw this pop up and went, oh, okay, they're showing more of this. So we've talked about the bricky robots before, the GoBots, the ridiculously way too expensive GoBot figures, which we assume is only this expensive because of, what they called, not Encore. I can't remember the name. You know the one. You know the toy line. I mean, the articulated G1 figures. I think they're expensive because of that. So we've seen their turbo figure, Salute. Now it's a colored version of Salute, and I can't tell if it's a CG render for the head at the moment. I assume it might be because it looks a little off, but we see at least the body is colored up to be in Turbo's colors. The price is £87. Again, this is not a very tall figure. I just wanted to throw it out there just because I saw how it go up and saw a colored version of it. And it does look nice, but not that nice, you know? Oh, yeah, it's 3.5 inches tall. So again, very small. Q4 quarterly for release date. So it's coming up near the end of the year, I guess. And comes with a sticker sheet. Woo! Sticker sheet. Yay, okay. Okay. Still way too much for what it is, but we've talked about it enough in the past. Now, this is a weird little thing. Apparently, Beast Wars is doing a 30th anniversary Predacon multi-pack. So this is coming. This is a collection of the Takara decos of Season 1 Predacons. This includes, obviously, Megatron, Tarantulas, Black Arachnia, Pterosaur, Scorponok, Waspinator, and Inferno. Shown off here in the robot modes and beast modes, along with the packaging, which is has some nice artwork on it. Let me be the judge of that. Yeah, it looks nice enough. This is going to be an expensive set, and let us not forget that these figures are pretty old now. Kingdom happened a while ago. So to get these figures again, granted in the Takara colors, which don't get me wrong, that's nice, but nothing like crazy. They didn't say they're going to be fixing any mold issues like with Black Arachnia's boob clip breaking. I remember that was always a thing people were concerned about. So whether they fix that or not, I don't know. Waspinator looks a bit weird color-wise, I'll be honest. I think it's the way they've painted his head. It just looks off. It looks like his little mouth bit is painted yellow for some reason, and I don't think it's meant to be yellow. I can't remember off the top of my head. There's no comment on how much this is going to be. It doesn't say this is a Japanese exclusive, and the box doesn't make it look like it's Japanese only. So I can't see this being sold in a store. I'd be surprised if they did. It's also weird if they're just like bringing over the Japanese color schemes for the American market now. Especially, I guess at this point, you could probably get these all relatively, not the Japanese coloring, but you could probably get most of these figures relatively cheap on the secondary market, one would hope. I don't know. Old figures going to be sold as a big bundle. What are we thinking this is going to be? This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 deluxes, 1 Voyager, and 1 leader class figure. What are they going to sell it for? Because that's a lot of figures. Like, they did a 5-pack of deluxes for, was it £100? The one I got, which was the Trailbreaker, Hound, Sunstreaker, Jazz, and there was another one in there as well, Wheeljack. I think that was 100 for 5 of them. Are they going to do these for less? I don't know. And even if that's the case, that's 100 for just the 5 deluxes. Let's say the Voyager is 30, 130. They're not going to sell Megatron for 70. That'd be crazy. Maybe they could sell them max for 50 or 40. So 170 maybe? 170 pounds maybe? Well, maybe pounds, maybe dollars. I'm not sure. Either way, this is going to be a pretty expensive set. And I'm not sure it's going to be really worth it. But maybe I'll be surprised. If they release it for 100 for all of these figures, I'd be like, oh, okay. All right, that's good. I don't think it'll be that low, though, to be honest. But interesting, at the very least. Interesting. Would this be more interesting if these had the Transformers Universe colors to them? So you had the black and silver Tarantulas. Maybe. I'd be interested to see it a little bit more. Maybe you could have... It wouldn't work. Oh, you could have T-Rex for Grimlock, for Megatron. That could work there. Oh, you could have Antagony, couldn't you, for Inferno? Oh, no, they've already done Antagony, so you couldn't do that. Because that was the Generations exclusive, right? Yeah, I think so. Who could you do for Inferno? I guess you could make him a blue ant. Just make up a color scheme for him. Making up a really interesting color scheme would be kind of ballsy. Waspinator, you could do him into Wasp, because I don't think they've done that. Scorponok, you could do into Double Punch. Or you could do him into Sandstorm for a BotCon reference. And Pterosaur, there's like the green Pterosaur, there's the blue Pterosaur, there's the purple Pterosaur, which I think they did do. So there's a few options here. Maybe that would be a cooler set. I don't know. Well, actually, no, that wouldn't sell. As a 5-pack, that wouldn't sell. That would interest me, but I don't think that would interest a lot of other people. I don't know. Speaking of redos or repaints, apparently Transformers are releasing. They're not re-releasing. They're releasing the MPG So the Masterpiece G, 23 Secret Agent RC figures. So what's this figure? This is the Masterpiece RC figure done up in the unreleased Toy Scheme colors. Toy Scheme? Toy Scheme. Did I say that right? I'm not sure. Hopefully I did. So, apparently this will be coming out. Okay, so it says 2026 4/3. I assume that's next month. I assume Japan does all of it backwards. They do it biggest to smallest, because it's already past the 4th of this month being the 3rd. So, it must be the 3rd of next month. I personally don't know how big of a market this ugly ass color scheme has. Yes, it is certainly a reference back to the past, but it's pretty ugly. You know, pink and orange is not the most attractive color scheme. I think they did a much better job when they just did it all in pink rather than this peachy pink. And going with white as well was a way better color scheme choice than this orange and soap pink. That's the best way to describe it. It's basically like if you have a gummy sweet and they say it's strawberry, and it's that kind of pink. It's not red. It's that kind of pink. It's the pink that a strawberry scented soap would have, or strawberry ice cream. It's that pink. So it must be a minor market. So I don't think there'll be a huge amount of these. Let's read what it says. Pre-orders will go, available on the 3rd of April, 2026. See the promotional image for breakdown and then share with there. Okay, so nothing else really. Yeah, there's no real info, I suppose, but Pink RC. I mean, if you want it, rock and roll. Now, for me, I'm sure people would have the same reaction to this, but Takara Tomy also doing the new Legends NL-02 G2 Menasor. So, I guess this is just going to be a straight release of all of the weird and wacky ways that Hasbro released the Stunticons over what was it, Velocitron Velocity, whatever that's weird subline was called, and then random just plops into, the Age of Primes and the line before that. This is obviously going to just blob them one big gift set, and you won't have to worry about it, which is nice. It doesn't say that they're going to change anything about the color scheme, and they don't show any other images either. This is going up on the 3rd of April next month as well for pre-orders. It's going to just have the 5 Stunticons. Obviously, no real shock there. So if you missed out on an American Western release of the G2 Stunticons and you were wanting them, this might be a way to get them. If you already have some of them, well, this would be a way to get the others. An expensive way, but a way. And I don't know, chat. I don't know. If they've done something to the molds to make them better, if they've maybe changed the color scheme, that could be a bit more interesting. But from what I'm seeing here, I don't know if there's any real difference between the two of them. The American release and the Japanese release, I mean. So, shrug my shoulders. Play with my nipples, okay, well, it's good the Japanese market's getting it. That's the main thing. I'm happy for Japan. I guess this means at some point, well, it doesn't mean, I was going to say this means at some point Japan's going to get G2 Bruticus, but that's not entirely true, because maybe it depends if Hasbro does a G2 Bruticus from the new Age of the Prime molds and whatnot. Maybe then? I don't know. Next up is a weird one. Takara Tomy's T-Spark Adamas Machina, the AM-TO2 Predaking. So I didn't know what this was. I thought this was a third-party thing, but thanks to a Weibo user, we have an extensive gallery on the new Takara Tomy T-Spark Adamas Predaking figure. This is an impressive Predaking combiner featuring a design inspired by his look in the G1 episode Call of the Primitives, of course, by Studio Ox. We have shots of the combiner mode from the different angles, showing off posability as well as weapons and the Predacons in both modes. So here's some images. So the quality of this, again, makes it to me look more like a third party kind of figure, or a CM's core high end Japanese release product rather than a product designed for children. For instance, it's that kind of level of design, it's those kind of angles and whatnot. It's that kind of plastic and paint that's been used on the models, on the figures as well. It doesn't look. I don't want to. Yeah, well, it doesn't look cheap. It doesn't look like a children's toy, like I say. And in Predaking mode, it looks reasonably posable. The design is without looking at images of the Studio Ox version and this side by side, I'll accept that it's close to it or inspired by it. One for one, probably not. Inspired, certainly, and that's probably what it said. The shoulder guns are humongous. His feet are actually reasonably small compared to like Predakings I've thought of in the past. The Power of the Prime's Predaking is a good example of him having humongous feet. Can we have a look at the individual Predacons, please? Speaking's hard today. I don't know why. There they are. Okay, so there is some size discrepancy between them all. And they certainly look better as Predaking than they do as the Predacons. Razorclaw is significantly bigger than all of them. And I think that's to ensure that, Predaking has the right kind of look and almost lithe body to him. Like, he doesn't look fat and chunky. He's quite slender. And I think that's due to, like, making Razorclaw as big as he is. However, it does make all of the other Predacons look very small. And again, proportionally, they look a bit weird. Like, Rampage's head looks a bit strange. And I don't know if that's just because, like, he's just below Razorclaw's red crotch area. And maybe it's, like, making the shape of his head look a bit on the odd side. Yeah, I definitely get the vibe that this is more, you buy it for Predaking than you do the Predacons. How's the animal forms? The animal forms are perfectly okay. I will say Ramhorn looks really small and stubby and kind of cute. He's like again significantly smaller than Razorclaw. Sorry, Headstrong. Headstrong significantly smaller. Rampage and Headstrong. Tantrum and Rampage. I'm trying to remember the Predacons. I'm sorry. Those two are about the same height, not the same kind of girthiness, but about the same height as Razorclaw, because they're standing on their very long, spindly legs. And it looks like Dive Bomb has a slightly curved beak, almost like a parrot's beak. Strangely enough, I don't know if this is just the images here, but that looks a bit on the weird side as well. To be honest, more images of the beak. Yeah, no, it's not as curved as I thought, but it's like he's got a big beak overbite, like really big. And it almost, because of its angles, it almost does look a bit curved, like a parrot's. So I don't know. I don't know about these figures. I have a feeling they're going to be very expensive again because of the paint that they've been using on these. But I don't know how much they'd be. But again, if you want a nice looking Predaking, this is a good looking Predaking. So the question is, or should be for you, the consumer, when you look at this, how does this compare to third-party Predakings? And more importantly, how does its price compare to them? If you see a Predaking from a third-party market and you think, I prefer the art style to that, and I think it's a lot better, obviously you go for that one. If this one's significantly cheaper, because like what? A third-party Predaking can maybe run you about region of, let's say, 200 to 500 or more. I think 200 would be really lowballing. I don't think you could get many third-party Predakings at that price, but maybe you could get a few. So if this is going to be 200 or less, okay. All right, I could see people being more interested. If it starts creeping into the 300-ish kind of pounds area, I'd probably say, third party though. I don't know. unless the reviews come through on this and they are incredibly high, one of those things, right? Again, I guess you could say as well, how many people who want a high-end kind of Predaking don't have one at this point? 2026. New people getting into the hobby, sure. But again, they also have, I was going to say they also have the options of third-party stuff. But if they're new to the fandom, they just might not know about third parties, which is fine. And this would be like the official quote-unquote way to get kind of a high-end Predaking. So maybe that's a road to go down as well. I don't know. So Blockies showed up at the Partners Global Conference 2026. They showed Galaxy versions, Defender version, and Classic Class, and Action Edition. So these are all the names of their fancy brands. So Galaxy version. They showed new characters in the 10 centimeter easy to build model kits, which I know my friend Mr. Gruff is very thoroughly deep down the rabbit hole on these things, which did surprise me. Figures like these are the figures that were shown. Quintesson, Sleep Mode Optimus Prime, of course, with the medical bay. Okay. Grey prototype. Wreck-Gar, Galvatron, Rodimus, and Trailbreaker color prototypes. There were also the Defenders are great prototypes of the upcoming Beast Wars 2 Leo Convoy, and Galvatron. That's kind of cool. Okay. Classic Class. First look at great prototypes of B-movie Optimus Prime, B, plus color samples of movie Blitzwing from the B-movie, and Dark of the Moon Sentinel Prime. And the last one was the Action Edition, the biggest blocky Transformer line so far. These are the 7-inch or the 18 centimeter inch figures. I think these are the quote unquote deluxe ones, right? Is bringing 2 new Optimus Prime kits. We have a color prototype of Transformers Prime Optimus Prime and a gray prototype of G1 Optimus Prime 2.0. So let's have a look at these images. Yep, they show I think the Quintesson might be quite nice at this kind of scale. I think that'd be quite cool. XL Hedge says, Blockies, give me more of the Prime cast in Action Class, and my life is yours. So, here's a question. Because of their releases at the moment, do you think, XL Hedge, that they will do the rest of the cast of Prime? Because it doesn't seem like there's a consistent focus with that line, It seems like they're doing the important characters, the big money sellers, like your Soundwaves and your Megatrons, the Optimus Primes. Now they're doing a Prime, a Transformers Prime Optimus Prime, So I wonder. I'd like it too. I'd like to see that too. Maybe we could get like an affordable knockout, I'd be okay. But would they do it? Maybe in like 10 years' time. I don't know. Something to think about. They also showed off their Bruticus in a colored prototype version. And oh yeah, is that Leo Prime? Oh yeah, there's that's cute. Leo Prime and Beast Wars second Galvatron as well. That's nice. Nice that they're doing some of the Japanese stuff. Movie figures look like movie figures, and the Prime blocky figure looks really good. It looks nice. I don't know how it'll feel in hand, obviously, but they've got him with the Star Saber as well. They don't show him with his standard gun or standard blade, but he does have the Star Saber, and the Star Saber is in a translucent blue plastic. It's quite nice actually, and it seems like either the hilt is in 2 different kind of color plastics, or it's in one kind of plastic. I'm not sure. And then with extra paint. The 2.0 Optimus Prime, it's a very blocky Optimus Prime. I don't know if we've seen this before, but I want to say I've seen this design before. They've got his ion cannon as a shoulder-mounted cannon. Makes me have a Gundam feel to it, because I've seen there's I can't remember what kind of Gundam it is, but it's a Gundam that has a side-mounted cannon on it to the side of its head, and it's colored like green and orange and stuff like that. Gives me that kind of vibes. This is a very like blocky Optimus Prime. XL Head says action class has to sell well, in my opinion, but particularly Prime Optimus to show a demand. I see what you're saying. Yeah, if there's enough people that buy like a fuck ton of Optimus Primes, I'd hope minimum they do Megatron as well. Minimum an Optimus Prime and a Megatron. But yeah, the last time we saw a Transformers Prime Optimus Prime figure, it was pretty expensive. I can't remember the company that did it, but it was not a cheap figure. This is obviously going to be way more affordable, as far as I'm aware. Blockies and even the action class is like reasonably affordable. Let's just check. Okay, yeah. Let me just head over to Shozy because I know I'm pretty sure Shozy has this stuff. Obviously, you can get it through what do you call it? AliExpress as well, right? Bricky Robots? That's the wrong one. I'm sure these guys sell blockies. Blokies. Blockies. There it is. I thought those. Okay, I'm just perusing chat. Just all your sausages. I gotta see the expensive one. Is the expensive one 19? 19. It might be just 19. Ah, there we go. Okay. So the Soundwave's like 43. So the Prime's going to be about 43. Even then, it's still cheaper than the last third party non-transforming Transformers animated Optimus Transformers Prime Optimus Prime we saw. XL Head says 2.0 Optimus looks like an affordable MPG Optimus. Do you mean the newest Optimus Prime masterpiece figure? I think you do. I think that's the one you mean, and it's probably the one they're going for as well, right? There also seems to be like a Megatron fusion cannon behind them coming out of a space bridge. And that is not a transform. That doesn't look like Transformers Prime Megatron fusion cannon, so I'm guessing that's a 2.0 Megatron look. I'm assuming. The Prime, yeah. I'm reasonably interested to see what that Prime looks like. Reasonably interested. Is there anything else? Oh, they show a few more images of the Prime Bumblebee or the Bumblebee Optimus Prime. Yeah, movie stuff. Don't care. Okay, and we talked about those as well. Okay. I did see that they did some vehicle prototypes for blockies as well, but I'm personally not very interested in blockies when they're just a vehicle, like a Hot Wheels toy, so no thank you. Now, here's an interesting little thing. Voting, obviously, I don't think ever really does a huge amount of stuff, but vote to get Activision Transformer games added to revived Xbox backwards compatibility program. So, with the recent news that Microsoft is reportedly bringing back the Xbox backwards compatibility program, which really should never have left, if you ask me, we thought it would be timely this week to highlight a fan campaign that is currently ongoing to revive the Activision Transformer games. Something that's been long requested by the fandom because obviously you can't get them, not even on Steam. I think they're completely removed from Steam, so this is the only way to have them physically, unless you already got them, like me. The games, like many Activision titles, were never added to the program, and in fact have been delisted from storefronts with their online features disabled, making them troublesome if not impossible to acquire and play in many cases. Microsoft completed its purchase of Activision in 2023, and Hasbro has expressed interest in reviving the games, obviously because they're incredibly popular with the fandom. Cast your vote, and they're the best Transformers games, especially since, Transformers games have been kind of shit since then, haven't they? Cast your votes here, which is a link to xboxgamepreservation.com. You can go and vote there. It's an unofficial fan site, Xbox Games Preservation. Search Transformers requires a Google login. The sound off in the discussion thread, and stay tuned. So, as usual, voting in these kind of things I don't think we'll do a huge amount unless the numbers are really, really high. But I mean, there's no harm in voting unless they're stealing your data, I suppose. But sure, if you're interested, you can go to that place and vote, and maybe they'll start relisting these games again. You know, for people who haven't had the opportunity to play them, I think it'd be a good idea at the very least. XL Head says, "Yep, an IDW Megatron is teased to come to action." Maybe that's what the fusion cannon arm was. It was the IDW Megatron. Okay, fair enough. Fair play. So, we got a new figure revealed, or up and coming figure revealed over this 2 weeks. Transformers Icon Optimus Prime. It is, in fact, an Autobot insignia that transforms into Optimus Prime. To me, this figure feels a little bit in the creatively bankrupt kind of feeling. And I wouldn't be shocked if we had either a Megatron that turns into a Decepticon insignia, or more likely, a Soundwave that transforms into Decepticon insignia. And people will clap and go, he did the thing, because his face is the thing the Decepticon insignia is based off. And I'll be, oh, wow, yeah, but... So, why did the Rock Lords fail? Because rocks aren't very fun to transform. Or they're not fun to play with. That's why the line. That's that's another reason why that line failed. I'm sure there were other factors as well, but it's hard to convince children to buy a rock. I don't think it's desperately easy to convince children to buy an Autobot insignia. And remember, chat. Apparently, we are always told that Hasbro makes toys for children versus collectors. Remember that. I remember for years and years people telling me that, and me thinking to myself, you're wrong, because this is clearly designed for collectors. But even then, I think this is lame. I think it's lame. I think you could have made an entirely new character. It'd still be lame because it would turn into an insignia, but at least it's something. He does come with a stand, so you can hand the Autobot insignia so it looks like it's floating. Fine. Otherwise, the color scheme is Hasbro gray plastic, blue, and red. And it doesn't look like it does anything crazy for its transformation. It looks like the legs will just fairly simply fold up into themselves. The arms will kind of just shunt down into the chest, and the head will flip down, and that'll be about it. It feels almost... If you stripped out the articulation, this feels like it could be a McDonald's toy in a lot of ways. That's the kind of level of transformation. Or you could just, like, scale it down. And I don't think it would be crazy to do this as a legend scale figure, because that's, again, how little this transforms. But let's read the blurb, or at least the bullet points, because I'm sure you're interested. Display the worthy icons Optimus Prime. Converts to Autobot logo. Transformer Optimus Prime. Figure features a unique conversion between robot and Autobot symbol. Ooh. It's a 6.75-inch figure. Voyager class? Voyager class? This is a Voyager class figure? I thought it was only going to be like £25. You're telling me this is going to be like, what's the raised price in America now? Like $35, $40? It might be more because it's a quote-unquote icons figure. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, in robot mode, he's going to stand 6.75 inches tall, which is 17 centimeters tall. Converts between modes in 25 steps, which is about what you would expect. It's nothing crazy. Display stand and blaster accessory. So yes, he comes with the stand that I mentioned, and he comes with a gun that kind of looks like his Iron Blaster, but it's been redesigned. Okay. Articulated for play and display, because children are going to rush for this figure. Transformers features articulation for display-worthy poses or action-packed play. Collectible Transformer gifts. Transformer action figures make a great Christmas, holiday, or birthday gift for boys and girls of 8 and up, or anyone who collects Transformers. Wow, did you know, chat, that you can buy Transformers as a gift for people? Hang on. I know! For boys and girls. Of any age. I know! Oh my god. Okay. There's some images that shows a little bit of how this guy kind of transforms. Where is it? It shows how the stand can also plug into the robot mode. Yep, that is exactly how I poorly described he would transform. And again, does this guy look cool? Wow, those arms look like a Deluxe's arms, man. His arms do not look like a Voyager arm. Oh my god. Oh my god, this box is it shows the Autobot insignia in its insignia mode in the box. And it fills up the window, and then there's all this excess space in the box. Like the insignia is probably like like the vehicle mode probably ends here on his shoulder for the artwork, and then you've got so much box space not used. Let's make a guess. I'd say like 60% of the box is empty. I'd happily say that 60 or more percent of the box is completely empty for this Voyager figure. Voyager figure. Which means to me they could have definitely made it bigger. Oh, wait, it's going to be in scale, Andy. It's going to be in scale. Scale with what? It's an insignia. What the fuck are you talking about? Said no one. XL Head says, you joke, Andy, but watch the Autobot badge Optimus Prime become rare in 25 years and expensive as a lucky draw. Are you saying it's like it's the situation where because no one buys it because it's such a shit idea that it becomes rare because all of the other ones go into the landfill? Because I think that might be a thing. But it's nothing I'd ever want. It's, oh my god. Is Japan gonna sell this? Is Japan gonna go, yeah. Obviously, if you're excited to get this, cool. I just think this is oh my god, creatively. There we go. Creatively bankrupt. Like to just have Optimus Prime transform into the Autobot insignia. You know what? You know what it reeks of to me. Let's see if I can find it. If I can find the image of what I'm thinking about, how creatively bankrupt this feels. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I in my mind I know what this is. Is it that? Maybe that. No, no. I need like specific, because I remember seeing a specific Transformers that were kind of poop creatively. I won't spend too. Oh, that kind of works. This has the same idea, the same vibe. No, not that, not that, not that, not that. That reject. Okay, I found it here. Okay, so it gives me this kind of vibe. The transforming numbers, right? It's this exact same idea. It's a flat shape that for this set, you have numbers 0 to 4. I don't know why they didn't do 5, but each of the numbers transforms into a vehicle. So you got 1 that transforms into a plane, 4 transforms into a tank, 3 into like a digger, and then all of these numbers combine together to make a robot form. Oddly enough, this set will probably be a bit more interactive than the Optimus Prime figure, and it's probably cheaper as well because it's from AliExpress. Oh no, it's from Made in China. It looks like AliExpress, but it's being sold for like $3, 1.5, $1.50 to $3. Not sure why the price is spread like that, but it is. And then there's another one, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, which are helicopter, flak gun, and a robot who's number 8, and they form together. This is the creativity bankrupt kind of thing. It's like a guys, what should we do? Autobot insignia transforms. Okay, that's it. Yeah, there's nothing to worry about. XL Head says you forgot space for the stand. That's true. I did. Silly me. So let's say maybe I'm still gonna say like that. That's not a big stand, XL Hedge. I'm sure you're joking. I'm still sticking with like 60% of that box is gonna be empty. Easy. I didn't include the gun either for the space it takes up. Man. This new Transformers Icon series has huge potential. Beyond the standard Autobots and Decepticons, just imagine figures from other factions too, like Maximals, Terracons, Predacons, Shattered Glass, and more. It really opens up the line and makes it something special for collectors. Also, it's time to stop using Optimus Prime head for all the special editions. Give other bots a chance. This was a thing somebody posted on a figure on the thing underneath. My thing would be, so their icons thing, and they've started off, but maybe not started off, but they have an insignia. If Hasbro follows this up with a Megatron transforming into a Decepticon insignia, I am in for this. Fuck me. The leak for the con symbol came at the same time as the bot symbol. I give it a 99.9999999 chance it's Megatron. I'd say I would agree with that, but I also think it could be Soundwave as well. It could be Soundwave just based on his face with the symbol. I could see them doing that. Is it just me that's negative on this thing? There has to be somebody that's like, yes, this is a fucking stupid idea. Oh yeah, you had the football, didn't you? The football Optimus Prime. Sorry, soccer for Americans out there. Was he part of the Icon series? I don't know, man. I don't know. This is Ooh, I hope Prime versus Prime spends a lot of money to get this figure early to get a load of reviews on it. Sorry, load of views on it. Man. Actually hope he doesn't. I hope no one rushes out to buy this thing early. The last bit of news for today, I told you it was a short show, is that TFCon Toronto, happening from the 10th to the 12th of this year, July. David K is going to be a special guest. You know who David K is. I don't know who to tell you who David K is. He's going to be going there. I want to see him say hello and all that jazz. That's what you can do. XL's Head says, I would have moved the 2 lines from each of the shoulders to Prime's chest to simulate the chest windows. I'd still say it's creatively bankrupt, but I can see what you're saying. I get where you're coming from. So you would at least try to emulate Optimus Prime rather than just, I guess, half-ass it in a lot of ways. Where's the fucking image? Where is it? Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm not sure there would have been enough space for it if you wanted to keep them at this kind of large scale, and I'm not sure where these lines could have gone unless you had like a faux chest, like a fake chest. So you'd flip around the angry eyebrow of the Autobot insignia, and then it would kind of have that kind of design to it. Maybe that could have worked. But yeah, there you go. That's the news for this week, or 2 weeks. I apologize, Chad. This is the news for the past 2 weeks. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So I suppose we could ask, like, hey, Andy, what you be? Oh, hang on. Oh no, we've just got images of MPG-18 Road Hauler, which is the repaint of Grapple into green Grapple. Lime green Grapple with new screamy face. Oh, well, multiple faces. My apologies. You can change his face. Otherwise, his Grapple, do you want him to be green? And mixing with the Constructicons, I suppose, is what they're showing here. You can do that. Whoop-de-doo. Apparently, BotBot Series 6 is... I'm shocked that BotBots is still a thing, to be honest. Fall Guy and Immortal Meat color samples. So apparently this is still a thing. These figures were going to be part of the unreleased BotBot Series 6. Fall Guy is a redeco of Series 1 Screen Fiend. And the Immortal Meat is a redeco of Series 1 Burgertron. Both figures were available via seller. But it's a seller. How much were they going for? Wow. For this redeco, which is real, I hope, it was $32. BotBots were not big things. They were pretty small. And again, I guess this is hoping that these were legit and not fakey. Wow. Yeah, so... I didn't know the BotBot market was hot. But like, again, 30 quid for that? Or $30? That seems like a lot. So I guess the question is, chat, what have I been up to this week? I have been painting my droids. Thousands of battle droids. For my Star Wars Legion force. General Grievous is pretty much finished at this point. I found out that my can of Army Painter Metallic is crap. It's crap. Why is it crap, you might ask? Simple. You spray something for your base coat and you're like, okay, now I'm going to paint on it. For some reason, that paint, and I don't know why, you cannot paint on top of it desperately well. It does not adhere to paint successfully. You need to paint multiple layers on this paint, on this base coat, for it to adhere properly. So you may as well just prime it black and just paint it normally. It's far less waste, and it's also really thick and gunky. So I've had that fun thing to do with today. XLHead says, Maximal, Cheetor, Predacon, Wasbinator, Viacon, Thrustotanko, G2 GoBot, G2 Autobot, G2 Prime to repaint into RID Scourge colors. Is that relating to the comments that I was talking about for the Autobot insignia? I think that was just people hoping for things. These are ideas people are hoping could go in the icons line. But again, icons, at least to me, doesn't really mean anything. You know, it's just like it's the generations line, effectively, right? You know, or it's the Age of the Prime line, because Age of the Prime, you know, you have G1 characters just popping up in that. Just doesn't matter. Or Autobot characters just popping up in the Age of the Prime line. So, I don't know what icons really means. Do they even know? I think that's a good question. I'd be surprised if they know. I'd be surprised. I also got General Grievous from Star Wars Legion on his weird motorbike thing. Because he was like, instead of being like 50 quid, he was on Amazon for like 36. And I was like, well, yeah, all right. Sure, why not? I already have a General Grievous on foot. Why not get him on a bike? And for that kind of discount, it's like, well, I don't really want to miss the opportunity for a deal, you know? So why not do that? I've started up watching animus, so I've watched a decent amount of Sentenced to Be a Hero. It seems the premise and the story is not anything crazy. When you are a criminal, you get sentenced to become a hero, which means you can die and basically are revived over and over again. And as you get revived, you lose yourself. So you lose your memories and whatnot. They're fighting a thing called the Demon Blight, and it seems like the church, which is the vast power in the army, this medieval world, is corrupt in some way. Maybe the royal family is corrupt in some way as well. Story-wise, it feels like something you've seen before, I'd say. You know, in a lot of ways, you're like, I've heard this story before, Andy, in other animes, and I'd be like, yeah, it's nothing crazy like that, but the animation's really nice. It's a very, very pretty show. I'm not saying the story is bad. I'm just saying it's been treaded before. You know, I've seen it many times over. So I've been enjoying that. I've started watching Free Run season 2. It's the slow paced kind of interesting little show that it always is, with a lot of feeling behind it. So I'm enjoying that. I haven't finished it yet. What else have I been up to? Of interest. More Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. We've been playing more of that. I'm now on Dantooine, so I have become a Jedi. I now have a blade of a light, of a saber, which has been fine. And apart from that, I think that's been about it. That's been about it. I had to skip out on going to Manchester for TFCon because searching for a gerb. And thus, I don't want to be silly with money. That's not a great idea. You gotta keep your money safe while you don't have an income and whatnot. XLHead says, I bought myself my first ever full case of Wave 8 of Blockies. Got my second oh no. Got my second case of figures. The Half-Dead Corpse Optimus Prime. So, if you've bought a full case, XLHead, and you've bought a second one already, are you already in too deep? Are you already, like, fucked? Because you mentioned about the action class earlier on in the show as well, and when I mentioned it for the for the Transformers Prime figure. So are you now like just into the Blockies scene? Because I could believe it. A lot of people seem to have fallen into the Blockies hole. I think it's because they're reasonably cheap, right, for what they are. They're not like an aggressive price. And to me, they have that monster in your pocket, in my pocket kind of feel to it, blind bag wise. But obviously, you don't need to worry about the blind bag nature of it. And obviously, people enjoy the building process, and I don't hear anything bad about them in general as like things you build, things you put together with your sticky boy hands, etc., etc. Excel Head says, my second chase figure. Oh, your second chase figure. Okay. Okay, I got my first case and my second chase figure. Okay, I see. Okay. Were you happy with the half-dead Optimus Prime? It's not one that I'd be super pumped for, but you know. Yeah, you know how it goes. You know how it goes. Did I do anything else? I don't think I've been up to much else. Just the usual. Sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles. Oh, there was a Adepticon. I saw Adepticon. I saw bits of it. I did a show with Big D and Mr. Adam White for the Fluff and Hammer over on the Fluff and Hammer places, where we talked about the reveals and all that jazz. At least for what do you call it, for Games Workshop, which was interesting. Interesting enough, I wouldn't say there was a lot of stuff in there that was like, yay, for me, but I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. You know, what are you gonna do? I saw some Star Wars Legion stuff, at least upcoming stuff, which again didn't massively interest me personally. I'm more for the stuff that technically is already out, I guess, and I'm just kind of waiting for it to get re-released again so I can pick it up as a new person. Because they showed off Mandalorians. I don't care for Mandalorians, but I know a lot of people were pretty hyped for it. And they did reveal that vehicles are going to be added to Star Wars Legion, which I wasn't shocked by, especially when you can sell, pardon, like an X-Wing easily to people. And you can sell for, because it'll be reasonably in scale. It'll be a pretty big model. Thus, it'll be pretty expensive. So I can see people being very happy with that. Well, as a company, they'd be really happy with that. I don't think I saw anything else from Adepticon, to be honest. I'm trying to think. I don't think they showed off anything more from the StarCraft board game. I don't think they showed any new minis, as far as I'm aware, at least. But yeah, that's been about it. Nothing desperately interesting. I'm sorry it's been a short show, chat, but when there's not a lot of news, that's all you can do. Thanks very much for coming on by, everybody. We'll be back here next week for me and Big D talking about part 2 of... What are we talking about? What were we talking about? That's a great question. Let me check my weekly images. Oh, the Thrilling 30s. We'll be back with the second part of the Thrilling 30s toy discussion. So if you want to come on by for that, we'll be here at 9:30 in the evening on a Sunday. You can find us on the Moonbase 2 forums, Twitter, iTunes, Libsyn, all those places. Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast, you'll find us. You can find me on Decade Andy in Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Twitter and Twitch. Yeah, that's right. I think that's right. And the ccbunker.weebly.com, we're there as well, and the Moonbase 2 forums. Anyway, thank you very much for coming on by, chat. I hope you've had a good week. I'll see you next week, hopefully, for more Transformers conversations rather than news. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.